Good morning, everyone. It's Tess. Happy Sunday. I will give it a couple seconds to see if we get many people on. I know it's early morning, and I did early morning because Doc V goes live at 9 in the challenge group. I've got flyaways this morning. Today, I think I'm going to talk a little bit about what I talked about in my live earlier this morning, but then I'm going to add to it. So I'll give it a couple minutes and just see. I realized early, hello, I can't see who it is, but I do see someone on live. So good morning. And I'm going to give it just a minute or two and see if anybody joins us, and then I will get started. And today I'm just going to talk about, it's a mind shift thing, how we have to go from hope to make it happen. And I was thinking about it from a video I was watching this morning, or listening to this morning, Doc V, Tony Robbins. I mean, you can tell I'm running two computers right now. Let's see, I lost my person who was on. Okay, I'll give it a minute and then I'll just start. And if people want to catch it on replay, that's fine too. So I will start today, and I'm going to just do a quick review of what our fundamentals are for Doc V's challenge. And then I'll go into talking, and we'll just see who comes on board. And if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments, and I'll respond as I see them. And if you catch us on replay, I'll try to catch the comments later in the week. Happy Sunday. I'll start today by talking about how... One, we know the fundamentals of Doc V's challenge. And Doc V's challenge has kind of four main components. And they are meditation, gratitude journal. Hi, Colleen. So our four fundamentals of the challenge, this Doc V challenge, are meditation, gratitude journal, water, and green smoothie. And I always kind of like to start with that because, as Doc V tells us, those are the fundamentals that will change your life. And we're all here because we want to change our life. So what I wanted to do is today I'm going to kind of briefly revisit what I talked about this morning on my private page. And that was that we have to kind of shift the way we think from hope to make things happen. And what happened is I had to go out and do some gratitude, not gratitude, good morning. Not gratitude. I had to do some essential shopping, and because my family, only part of them are vaccinated and only one vaccination, I still try to respect social distancing. And when I was out, I have Tony Robbins audios, and I was listening to him in the car. And I got stopped at a stoplight, and there's nobody on the road. It's pitch black. There's one or two cars, and somebody pulls up behind the guy turning right. He didn't turn right fast enough, and he's beeping, and I'm like, why can't you relax for a minute? And it just reminded me that I try to avoid the news, but there's so much irritation and aggravation and unhappiness right now. And it's just causing us all to fall and make bad decisions. And by that, I kind of mean, in order to succeed in this journey, we have to keep our mind in a place of being happy, in a place of wanting to succeed, and in a place of recognizing success. Because if we live in a place that's negative, or in a place of low expectations, that's what we're going to achieve. If we want to succeed outside of our comfort zone, we have to keep looking forward and be open and ready to take steps to make those things happen. And Tony Robbins kind of said something in the video this morning, or in the audio this morning, that made me laugh. He was kind of going, hope, 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 hope. Now, hope is a positive energy, but in how you apply it, it can be negative. And what I mean by that is, if you're thinking that, you hope, but you don't know if something's going to happen, it doesn't propel you forward. And we're always looking to kind of keep our mindset in a place to propel us forward. So it kind of made me laugh and smile, because when he was talking like that, it made me recognize in myself historically, prior to this time, good morning, Mandy, I lived in a place where I didn't really believe, felt negative, and I truly still say we have to keep our energies above a line. So when Tony Robbins was saying that, he kind of talked about a little story, and the story was an optimist versus a pessimist and studies that were done on them. And an optimist will actually identify their strengths and weaknesses pretty accurately. But they said a pessimist, and I don't even like the word optimist and pessimist, but they said that in these studies, when they were identifying groups of people, they kind of categorized them that way. And the person on the other end of it, the pessimist side of it is what they refer to it, actually never gave up. They didn't live in a place, so the person that lives in a place of this is all I can achieve, that's all they achieve. The person who lives in a place where they think there's more they can achieve, when they think that they can achieve or that they have achieved better, they will achieve more. So what he was kind of saying is that if you have a person who identifies their skills as higher than what they really are, they actually have a momentum to continue to try to improve. And that's kind of the gift we want to all give ourselves. We tend to look at the negative and we tend to sell ourselves short. And we have to stop selling ourselves short. If we live in that place where we think that we've done the best we can and we stop trying, we don't know how far we could have ever gone. And I thought that this was really interesting because, like I said, so much around us, I mean, neighbors, friends, online communities, you got to watch who you're listening to, because those people have many people have lost belief in something better. And we can never lose belief in something better. We can never lose belief in wanting to get over that comfort circle and achieve new things. We don't ever want to decide that we've done the best we can. We have to know that we might just be one step away from the next amazing accomplishment. So we can't give up on ourselves. Never give up on ourselves. And in thinking about that this morning, I wanted to kind of talk about one of the fundamentals that Doc V talks about. We know meditating is critical. I do it every day, multiple times a day when I'm in busy season. And I know Mandy's still, I think she's close this week. She should be getting close to the end. But the meditation helps me to calm my mind when I'm going to those places where I feel like I failed. And failure is nothing more than a step in learning to get to the next level. So what I wanted to do today is, as gratitude is one of the fundamentals, we know meditation is a tool to help keep our mind. If we're thinking about where our thoughts go, are we thinking, I can't do it, I failed, this isn't going to happen? That's the place where you're not going to succeed. That's the place where you're going to make bad decisions, and that's the place where you're going to fall into that well or into that mud bog. We've got to work to keep our mind above to where we're looking at, I can do it, I won't give up, this is just a learning, this is just a stumbling stop, I'm going to keep moving forward. So in the challenge, Doc V has talked a lot about how meditation and gratitude are the tools that bring you up and help you to grab and make the changes you need so that you keep progressing forward. And in doing that, we've talked about meditation, and I'll continue looking into that and sharing information about it. But today I wanted to share a little bit about gratitude journaling and why it's known to be helpful in pushing us up and making us think about things in a positive way. And again, if anybody has any comments or thoughts or questions, I'll actually try to make sure my laptop is open too, because for some reason it will sometimes show comments that aren't showing up on my phone, and I'm not really sure why. But 8 minutes ago, there we go. I'll go here, but I'm going to have to make sure I mute it so I don't hear it, because you guys don't want to hear me talking. Okay, so now what I'm going to say is about gratitude journaling. It simply says that gratitude journaling will give you greater resiliency. And I think it's because it gives you that feeling that you can do it, and then you know you can do it. So don't discount it, and remember it can be simple. I am thankful and grateful for this beautiful sunrise. I am thankful and grateful for a butterfly. I am thankful and grateful for my spouse. I am thankful and grateful for my niece. I'm thankful and grateful for my nephew. It's that easy to get started. But the gratitude journaling will also give you a resiliency, a satisfaction. It will increase your happiness and your positive mood, which is what we all want. If you fall into this negative area where you think you can't do it, you won't do it, and you got to push yourself up so that you have a belief in yourself so that you'll take the steps to win. It'll make you less materialistic because the best gifts in our life come from within. It will help, and this is a big one. Mandy, this will be a big one for you too. It helps to reduce burnout. And I'm going to say that that's very true for me. I always end my busy season sick, and sometimes it takes a month to recover from the craziness of busy season. And I didn't have that this time. But every time I started to fall over into the well, I would grab meditation, and I would keep saying the positive thoughts that I wanted my brain to think instead of letting myself fall to that negative place, which is historically where I went. Better physical health. I'll say that's true too. I've gone through all my normal yearly checkup stuff, and everything is really in a good spot right now. Less fatigue. I'll say that's also a truth for me. The gratitude, the meditation, the eating healthier, the green smoothies. I've been able to accomplish things that I wasn't able to accomplish before because it was all I could do to keep my energy high enough so that I could manage the workday. See, even Mandy, it has definitely helped this season, and especially this last year. And it's critical. And Mandy, applaud yourself. We have to be proud of ourselves because in a year where people are falling into the deepest well, they are becoming mean, they're becoming unhappy, and it's sad because I don't want people to be that way. If we've come through in a better spot than we did before, I don't even think we recognize how far we truly came, and we have to see that these steps have moved us forward so that we keep doing them. Better sleep. I get up earlier. I know part of it is following a routine. I get up and go to bed the same time every day, or I try to. And it helps me, it gives my body a time clock, and it helps me to avoid that feeling of I wasted the day. Because sometimes even getting up an hour later than your normal time makes you feel like you wasted something, and you don't want to live in that place. And then job satisfaction. When you take, this time of year is hard, and Mandy is still in the middle of it, but when you are in that job and things are not smooth, you can fall into the woe is me, I've got this crazy sucky job, and then that draws your energy down. It makes you sick, it makes you not feel good. But if you can look at it that this is definitely just a busy time of year, hey, let's be thankful it's for those of us in winter communities, it's a cold time of the year. When the spring comes, we're going to spring out of the crazy season. If you can shift how you're thinking about that job, sometimes that's a great help too. So you want to really work hard not to live down on these low emotions. You got to shift up. And that meditation is the tool, and that gratitude journaling is the tool. So these are all the benefits of it. There is a negative side, but I don't think any of us truly who have ended up in this journey fall into this category. There are people that do go to the other extreme, which is excessive self-importance and arrogance and vanity and feeling of entitlement. But I think most of us who battled with our weight, we obviously don't feel that stuff, or we wouldn't have fallen into that well, because our energies were on the lower side, not the higher side. So that is a caution, but I don't think it qualifies for us because we've allowed ourselves to pay a price, and now we're trying to pull ourselves up to a higher energy. And it's interesting too that all of us need to keep in mind, when you're gratitude journaling, you don't even have to share it with anyone. Just the physical act of writing it helps to take your mind from that lower place and bring it up. Yep, Mandy, gratitude has helped me turn my attitude around. And when your attitude is right, even when you're facing that horrible work day, you can turn that horrible work day not so horrible. The thing I was proud of myself of is that I used to feel like a victim, and I would feel like everybody was being hard on me. They were expecting too much of me. They were this, that, and the other. And what I did, and COVID helped me in this, is when I was dealing with those people that were abrasive, because it was remote, I could send them a message because I could recognize they're obviously lower in energy. I'm trying to keep myself higher in energy. So I would just send them a little private note. Thank you for your help. I hope you're having a good day. I appreciate you. I know this is a rough time of the year. And 99% of the time it turned. It turned how they were looking at it, because what I didn't recognize is when I felt like the victim, that they were doing this to me and it wasn't fair and why did I have to put up with this? They were dealing with it too. So if I could just lighten up what they were feeling and let them feel that I appreciated them, it kind of shifted how they thought too. And it maybe, I hope, it made my day better, and I'm hoping it made their day better too. So remember, it's all about shifting the mind. If we want to succeed in this journey, we've got to keep ourselves up. We've got to keep our energy up. We've got to keep our thoughts up. We've got to keep, and we have to, as much as possible, for those who are receptive to it. If somebody's trying to pull you down, you either have to stay away from them, or if you can't, if you can just throw that little encouragement out there, maybe you can help them up a little bit, because it's all about energy. It's all about how we feel. And in shifting how we feel through meditation, gratitude journaling, food too, because if you eat the wrong foods, your body feels like crap. And if you haven't recognized that, try to start to identify it, because it is there if you start to look for it. And water, if you're not hydrated, you'll feel sluggish. So give yourself those gifts, and meditation and gratitude journal are critical. But in saying all that, I know I've gotten close to about 20 minutes. What I'm going to do is I also found 16 things you can do to realize the benefits of gratitude journaling. And I'm hoping that some of these tools will inspire you, motivate you, and help you to remember that when you're feeling low, if you can grab on to meditation and gratitude journaling, fuel your body with the right foods and hydration, you can overcome just about anything. And then you can have the strength that when you stumble a little bit, you can jump over that wall and move on to the next level. You can do it, but a lot of it has to do with what you've got up here. You've got to shift how you're thinking. I lived victim for way too long, and I've accomplished so much more in the past year by releasing the victim. I wish you well, but I don't want to be there anymore. And if I can, if I can't get away from someone, if I can try to help them shift up, it just makes my life easier. And you know what? I want the best for everyone. If people are willing to move up and be in a higher space with me, I welcome them. Like we talk about in the Doc V Challenge. We don't hand out, but we do hand up. So if somebody's ready and you can hand up, that's the greatest gift, because that also improves how you feel. If you're above and you're feeling in a positive place, that hand up is a feeling of appreciation that you learned enough to help somebody else up, because being together is everything. It's not a competition. It's a journey that together we can all accomplish amazing things. I don't want more. I want us all to recognize our potential. I'm not trying to seek to beat anyone else. I want to achieve my potential, and I want everyone around me to achieve theirs. It's not a competition. It's about sharing together and reaching out and handing up to each other, because as I hand up to someone else will be able to hand up to me. And as we do that, maybe we can eliminate some of the negativity. But okay, I'm going to share now some of the things that they say are things you can do to realize the benefits of gratitude journaling. And this number 1 talks about journal about things, people, situations, and situations for which you are grateful. Consider including negative situations like avoiding an accident. And remember, you can turn that. Wow, that's great. I was able to have the skills to avoid that accident. So you don't want to go, you want to make sure you're looking at it from that positive place, because we don't want to live in the place where we make bad decisions. We've got to get ourselves up higher in the energy and higher in the thought process so that we are moving forward. Think about someone for whom you're grateful. We all have people in our lives, children, husbands, spouses, parents. There may be great neighbors. There may be great friends. We all have all those people in our lives, and there's always someone you can be grateful for. Sometimes it's just that conversation with someone that brings you up. Write a gratitude letter to someone for whom you are thankful. Consider sending it or giving it to them in person. even something simple like Doc V challenged us to put a picture up of somebody that we would want to talk to in the last moments of our life. And then we were supposed to talk to him. And thank heaven, my mom asked me the question about why I put her picture up. And I kind of had a head start. My dad doesn't allow pictures of him, so I didn't have to pick between the two of them. But sometimes just having that conversation so that they realize you appreciate them, because I don't think people always realize. And in work, like I said, when somebody was trying to pull me down, if I can recognize that maybe they're feeling down, if I can say something to help them, maybe it can push us both up, because this isn't a solo journey. We're in it together. And if we can help each other up, it can be an amazing place. Meditate on gratitude. Now, this was interesting. Present moment awareness. So meditate on what you're thankful for. So if you're not writing it down, at least be thinking about it. And then maybe things will come to you that you weren't thinking about. And that's a great gift. Getting your mind in that positive place helps you make better decisions. I know that. That's the reason I've lost weight during this challenge. And the little tips that Doc V has given me, like, Teresa, you got artificial sweeteners, and that protein drink you're drinking, you need to let it go. You're 5 years out, you don't need it. And that was a great gift too, because he's got some amazing tools that he shared with us. Count your blessings at the end of every day. That's a great tool too. Just at the end of the day, kind of recap your day and come up with a couple of things that you're grateful for. Practice saying thank you. And I'm going to put one little caveat to this. I think saying thank you is a great tool. But I think as women, we have to be careful that we don't say thank you for things that we aren't responsible to say thank you for. Because sometimes that can be defeating when you're taking on things that aren't yours. And, so thank you are great words, but make sure that you don't overuse them. You use them for the right reasons so that they're meaningful. Write thank you notes. Even I'm in other challenges, and one of them he'll talk about the art of making things happen. That's a Steve Sims, but he'll talk about that we need to get personal because everything has become electronic, and a personal thank you note will make the difference. And I have to say, in the beginning of the pandemic, I'm involved with the Tears Foundation, which helps families who lose children with burial and grief support. And also there's the chapter leader is a pastor at one of the local churches, so I'll attend that church too. And the church actually sent out thinking about you cards. Like once a week I would get a thinking about you card from somebody. And wow, it was, it boosted the day. It was a hand up. And then so what I started doing is sending out cards to people too, because I thought if it made me feel good, maybe I could make somebody else feel good. And that's a simple thing that we're losing track of now in this electronic age. If you're religious, pray. And I think prayer is an amazing thing because that is a form of meditation. It's a form of gratitude. And it's a form of saying thank you to God for the gifts that he's given you. Recall a negative event. Now, you got to be careful with this one. Recall a negative event. If you do, you have to make sure you don't live in the past, and you have to put the positive thing on it. Was there some great lesson that you learned from it so that you can feel good about it? Because you don't want it to pull you down. It's always about keeping our energy and our gratitude positive. We want to live in a sorry, I was thinking and I put my hand in front of my face. But you want to keep your energy positive so that you're thinking positive and making positive thoughts so that you're progressing on your journey and not falling into the hole. Be mindful of your 5 senses. How does each enhance your life? Smell, taste. And even as a tutor, we used multiple senses. And I realize now it's because some people are visual, some people are auditory. But we used all our senses in learning. And using your senses can help you with thought, feeling, touching, tasting. And they're all ways to connect with what you're experiencing. It says create visual reminders to practice gratitude. I'll kind of point back there to my board of clovers. We all know I have like 4 vision boards, and I like them because in the worst time of busy season, I had one of them and I rotated them propped on top of my monitor. So if I was having that tense moment, I just look up and I would see nature or clovers, because clovers are something I did with my grandma. I would look for them and I would find them, and that brings me memories of her. So when I find them now, it's always a family thing. Grandma's thinking about you, you know, so that was a great thing. Focus on the good that others have done on your behalf. There are so many people that are helping us on our journey. Every single one of you for listening to me. Thank you. Doc V, for all that he truly, truly cares. He'll tough love you, but he truly, truly wants us to succeed. But he also recognizes that we have to take the steps to push ourselves up. So be grateful. Make sure that you're smiling. Make sure that your energy is positive. Make sure you're looking forward. Make sure you're not victim and you're pushing forward. Give up something small, something you can do. Or in one of them, if giving up is a hard word for you, maybe add in something positive, because I think what'll happen is that you'll eventually drop off the negative stuff. So if you add in, and Doc V talks about this, when he was trying to shift people out of pop, he would just say, add in a water, because the more you add in the water, you can build the habit of enjoying it. And the bad stuff that you know you need to get rid of kind of just falls by the wayside. So adding in something can help you to release something that you really don't want anymore. Think about your life. Think about what your life would be like if a specific positive event wouldn't have happened. Write all the decisions and events that would have been different in your life. For example, what would have happened if you didn't meet your spouse? Or if you didn't get the dream job? And again, I think you got to be careful about the negative thinking, but think about the positive, like, what about this great, to appreciate the job that you have, because too often we get caught in the negative workday part of it, or the negative energy of the busy season, and we don't appreciate that during this time when a lot of people don't have jobs, we do have a job, and we need to be thankful for that job and keep our energy positive. There are so many people that don't have jobs, or medically can't have jobs, or families that are struggling in ways that none of us can even imagine. So keeping our energy higher can help us to keep moving forward. And as we're going along the way, we can reach our hands down to help someone else up. Again, I think I'll kind of recap, because I know I'm getting close to 30 minutes, and I've been watching for comments, and I haven't really seen any questions, but I'll kind of watch throughout the day. And if you do have questions, please pop them in, and I will look through them and respond. But I'll just kind of recap today. Today, I just wanted to remind us all, I'll mention this. Doc V mentioned in the challenge yesterday that he will be opening for April. So I think sometime next week, he will open his challenge where he goes live every day. And I'm just a product of learning from him. So he's the expert. A lot of what I say is probably directly repeated from him. So I want to give credit where credit is due. He has educated me this past year, or directed me in how to continue my education. But if you're interested in getting even further up, he's going to open the challenge, I think, next week, he said, for anyone who wants to move into the next phases. But I'll be here along the journey, but Doc V is the one who trained me, or educated me. And so just a reminder, our 4 fundamentals are meditation, gratitude journal, water, green smoothie. Give them a try, add them in, and as you find out how good it makes you feel, the bad stuff should just almost naturally fall away. I'll remind you that, like, I was listening to Tony Robbins this morning, and he talked about how we need to keep thinking in a place of never giving up, because we may be one step away from achieving success. So you don't want to limit yourself and say, I'm as far as I can. You need to never give up. We want to know that in gratitude and in journaling and even in meditation, it gives us resiliency, satisfaction, positive moods. It releases burnout, and it helps us to shift up into a positive space. And we want to just keep in mind that these journaling, and sometimes for me it's a pretty journal, or it's an organized journal that gives you tips on how to think going forward. Praying, visual reminders, auditory reminders, using all of your senses are tools that can help shift you up when you're falling down. I know in the past year that my journey has improved because I keep working to keep my mind in a more positive place. Too many around us have fallen, and I understand it. But if we keep ourselves positive, maybe we can reach that hand out when somebody's ready to hand up. I hope you found this useful and helpful. If I can help in any way, please jot down questions and comments. I'll watch for them. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday. Here in the Eastern Standard Time, it's 8:30 a.m. The sun is up and it's bright. I hope that you're enjoying the day, and if your sun hasn't risen yet, maybe take a few minutes to watch it rise. Have a beautiful day. I wish for you all the very best. I hope you find a beautiful butterfly, four-leaf clover, any clover, or a bumblebee or a butterfly, anything today to bring a smile to your face. Oh, thank you, Colleen. And together, you guys, we're going to make things better. And as Doc V says, we're the 5%. Let's make this world a better place. Thank you so much, and enjoy your beautiful Sunday. Have a great day, Mandy, and you're almost there. And I'm here for you if you need a shoulder. We're going to get there. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.